The doomsday clock, a symbolic representation of humanity's proximity to global catastrophe, was recently adjusted to a chilling 89 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been. Announced on January 28, 2025, this change reflects rising concerns over multiple threats, including the escalating Russia-Ukraine conflict and the growing risks of nuclear warfare, the failure to address climate change adequately, and the rapid advancement of disruptive technologies like artificial intelligence and biotechnology. But perhaps the most immediate disaster would come in July in Japan. As we've introduced before, the dream prophet Ryo Tatsuki has shared a chilling vision of what might unfold. According to her, a massive tsunami and earthquake could strike the seas surrounding Japan, with neighboring countries like the Philippines also affected. This prophecy has been rapidly spreading in Japan, stirring up anxiety and anticipation. With Tatsuki's track record of accurate predictions, many are closely watching to see if this will become another reality. Let's dive deeper into the details of this possible event in July and observe if it'll happen. Ryo Tatsuki, born on December 2, 1954, in Yokohama, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan, is a renowned manga artist known for her intriguing prophecies and artistic contributions. She debuted as a manga artist in 1975 with Princess Monthly and went on to create several works, including Puppet Story. Over the years, Tatsuki's artistic talents gained recognition, but it was her prophetic visions that garnered her significant attention. Beginning in the late 1960s, Ryo Tatsuki's life took an extraordinary turn as she started experiencing vivid, haunting dreams that she believed were prophetic. These dreams didn't just offer hazy glimpses of the future. One of the most striking predictions came in 1995, when she had a chilling dream about a massive earthquake that would devastate Japan. This dream led her to foresee the Kobe earthquake, a catastrophic event that struck the country with terrifying force. But it wasn't just the earthquake itself that made her predictions stand out. It was the uncanny accuracy with which she predicted the timing and scale of the disaster. That moment in which her dream came to fruition marked the first of many eerily accurate prophecies. Her prophetic abilities didn't stop with natural disasters. In 2011, Tatsuki's dreams turned to a vision of a massive earthquake and tsunami that would ravage Japan's northeastern coast. As the Tohoku earthquake struck, followed by the devastating tsunami and subsequent nuclear crisis, Tatsuki couldn't help but recall the vivid dream she had years earlier. She opened her dream diary, confirming that she had written about it in exact detail, with the dream's timing aligning almost perfectly with the real-world event. But perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects of Tatsuki's visions was the inclusion of not just natural disasters, but also the deaths of prominent figures. One particularly poignant dream involved a rock band that was near and dear to her heart, Queen. In the dream, she saw the band on stage, but something was eerily off. All of the members were present, except for their iconic frontman, Freddie Mercury. In his place stood a bronze statue, a tribute to the legendary singer who had passed away in 1991. The rest of the band members, while performing, seemed to be lost in a somber moment of remembrance for their friend and lead singer, as if paying homage to his memory. Tatsuki recognized this scene immediately. The absence of Freddie Mercury in the dream, replaced by his statue, left her with a haunting feeling, and it was a prediction that came true. Another major prophetic moment in Tatsuki's life came when she foresaw the tragic death of Princess Diana in 1997. In her dream, she witnessed a fatal car crash, and the haunting images stayed with her for days. At the time, she couldn't fully comprehend the significance, but when the news broke of Princess Diana's untimely death in Paris, Tatsuki was in shock. She had written in her dream diary, detailing a fatal crash in a tunnel, which matched the tragic circumstances of Diana's passing almost exactly. The COVID-19 pandemic was yet another of Tatsuki's unsettling predictions. In a series of vivid dreams, she saw a novel virus sweeping across the globe, bringing life as we knew it to a halt. The virus emerged around the beginning of 2020, and Tatsuki's dream diary entries included precise details about the peak of the pandemic hitting in April of that year. Even more striking, she foresaw a recurrence of the virus a decade later, signaling that this wasn't just a short-lived event, but something with long-term global consequences. As the world grappled with the pandemic, Tatsuki's visions of it were shared widely, with many finding comfort, and perhaps a little dread, in the accuracy of her predictions. How does she know when a disaster will happen, you might ask? Well, Tatsuki's ability to perceive specific dates in her dreams is quite unique, as most psychics typically sense general trends without being able to pinpoint when exactly a prophecy will occur. Tatsuki, however, is different. When she first had a prophetic nightmare, she woke up in shock. Thanks to her habit of writing in a diary, she recorded her dreams, which later became known as her dream diary. When the disaster eventually occurred, Tatsuki was stunned and decided to open her diary to check the entry. That's when she realized that significant events from her dreams would happen exactly 15 days or 15 years after the dream. This recurring pattern has intrigued many and sparked debates about the accuracy and significance of her visions. Tatsuki's predictions for the future extend far beyond the events she has already foreseen, continuing to spark both curiosity and concern as they approach. In her 1999 publication, The Future I Saw, she made a particularly chilling prediction about a massive tsunami set to strike Japan in July 2025. According to Tatsuki, this catastrophe could submerge as much as 2/3 of the country, reshaping the very landscape of the nation. This grim forecast has gained significant attention in recent years, especially as the date nears, prompting many to revisit her work to try to understand what might lie ahead. But Tatsuki's visions don't stop there. She also predicted the eruption of Mount Fuji, one of Japan's most iconic and revered landmarks. Her prophecy suggested that the eruption could begin as early as August 20th, 2021, with subsequent eruptions recurring every 15 years until 2141. This cyclical nature of the eruption adds another layer of intrigue as people eagerly track the passing years and wonder if Tatsuki's timeline will hold true. As these dates inch closer, her work has resurfaced in public discussions, with people hoping to gain insight into the potential future disasters she has foreseen. Apart from Ryo Tatsuki, many mediums and psychics also felt the overwhelming destructive energy in the collective this year, which can cause bursts of destruction on Earth at any time. Linda Deer, a psychic medium, in a podcast she shared, said, "I sense a major earthquake and tsunami in Japan this year, something catastrophic that could shake the region to its core." She also mentioned The collective energy feels like it's on the edge of breaking. There's a tremendous buildup of tension, especially in areas prone to natural disasters, which could lead to a sudden and massive shift. Linda also spoke about the financial sector, saying, "The economy is at a tipping point. There's a strong indication that the stock market will experience a severe downturn, leading to an economic crisis that will affect many countries globally." She added, "This will cause financial chaos, and many people will have to adapt quickly, learning how to survive with less. People will be forced to rethink their dependence on money and material possessions, focusing more on community and personal resilience." Linda also touched on the topic of spiritual awakening, stating, "This year, there's a wave of spiritual awakenings sweeping across the world. People will begin to question the system and start looking for answers beyond the material world. There will be a lot of energy around personal growth and connecting with higher consciousness. And I sense that this will lead to a major shift in how humanity views itself and its place in the universe." She further explained, "As people become more aware of their spiritual selves, we will see a rise in the search for truth about extraterrestrial life. There will be more reports of sightings and encounters, and some individuals will start to recognize that humanity has been in contact with beings from other realms for longer than we know." Linda also described a future vision of a moneyless society, where traditional forms of currency no longer exist, and people are forced to exchange goods and services based on need rather than wealth. She said, "In the future, there will be a massive shift away from the concept of money. People will learn to live without it, relying on a more cooperative system. Those who can adapt to this new way of living will thrive, while those who cling to the old systems will struggle." She further explained, "Anyone who survives this period of financial and societal upheaval will find themselves in a place of great pleasure and fulfillment. There will be a sense of freedom and peace that comes from letting go of material concerns. It's not just survival, it's a complete transformation of the human experience." Another psychic medium, Joseph Tittle, had a similar prediction about Japan, stating, "I see a powerful earthquake coming, one that could trigger widespread destruction. It's something the region has been long overdue for, and the energy around it feels inevitable." He also saw that the disaster will not just affect the immediate area, but will ripple out, influencing global markets and international relations. "I also sense political instability in the aftermath, with leaders struggling to maintain control." Joseph went on to talk about economic shifts, saying, "The financial markets are going to see a sharp decline, especially in areas like real estate and technology. There will be a struggle for stability, and people will start to realize that the financial systems they've relied on for so long are fragile." On the topic of alien connections, Joseph shared, "I see a surge in awareness about extraterrestrial life this year. People are beginning to open their minds to the idea that we are not alone in the universe. There will be more media coverage and public acknowledgement of UFO sightings and alien encounters. Some governments may even release more information, but the truth will be gradually revealed over time." In his vision, Joseph shared, "This year will also see a greater push for people to awaken spiritually. There's a massive energetic shift occurring, and many individuals will begin to tap into their higher selves and experience a deeper connection to the universe. This shift will lead to a greater sense of unity, as people begin to see beyond national borders and focus more on collective well-being. He added, "I feel that there will be a global movement toward healing and understanding. People will come together to work on environmental issues, social justice, and creating a more sustainable future. The energy is shifting toward cooperation and compassion, and this will be a year of profound transformation for humanity." Unsurprisingly, all these predictions and visions align, suggesting that the future we are heading toward is filled with unpredictability. Yet, it is a future that seems universally echoed by many psychics and mediums. They all foretell a time of chaos and readjustment, but with the promise of a great and bright future once we go through these challenges. This common theme of transformation speaks to the need for a shift in our perceptions and attitudes toward resilience, awareness, and a deeper connection with ourselves and the world. As we approach the months ahead, particularly July, it's important to stay alert. The signs are there, urging us to take extra caution, especially when it comes to travel. Recent reports of plane crashes serve as a reminder that we should be mindful when planning trips. If you have any travel plans this summer, consider postponing them until after July, or at least proceed with heightened awareness. Let's keep Japan and the people there in our thoughts and prayers during this time of uncertainty. The road ahead may be challenging, but with the right mindset and preparation, we can navigate through it to the brighter future that awaits on the other side.